Hi everyone, this is the Fantasy Review YouTube channel, and this is going to be my review of Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. So why did I read this? Well, I've been looking at people's top 10, top 20 YouTube videos, excuse me, of their top 10, top 20 fantasy books, and this book kept popping up in all of them. I saw people talking about it and they were very excited and they were animated and they really loved it. So it really inspired me to go and read it. I also saw it, I don't know if you can see, but I got it for $6 in a book sale, so that's always good. The other thing was I heard there was going to be a TV show about it, made of it, so I thought, oh, that sounds pretty good. I think it was a long way ahead in the future at that time when I bought it. So yes, I got it to have a look at it. Now, a little bit about the author. Leigh Bardugo is an Israeli-American born in Jerusalem, living in the States. She's been published since 2012. Her first book was Shadow and Bone, and published by Macmillan. She's written, her books are called the Grishaverse, and she generally writes YA, young adult. She has written one book called Ninth House, and a whole bunch of short stories as well. The Grishaverse series consists of a trilogy and 2 duologies. This is the first book of the second duology, that is Six of Crows. Now, the writing about this book was great. I really liked it. It deals with six characters, and they sort of jumps between each one. Now, each chapter is named after one of the characters, and it shows the world from their perspective. So it's jumping between these different perspectives, which I thought was a great idea. Great dialogue between the characters, lots of witty banter, which I chuckled at. So I thought it was really good. Now, a little bit about the plot. Basically, it's a heist novel. So it's about a crew, and they've got a mission to sort of do. They're like a criminal sort of crew led by Kaz Bracker. And their mission they have to do is to rescue this guy called Bo Yul Bayer. They have to rescue him from the Ice Court, which is a military stronghold in the city of Fjorda. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. It's complex. There's, sort of subplots. There's lots of different players. There's the main sort of crew, and then there's rival crews, and there's interplay between the crew leaders, and they're up against the government, and there's a rivalry between the Grisha, who are the magicians, and the Druzil, I think they're called, who hate magicians, and it's quite complex and there's a lot going on. So I thought that was really great. That's basically what the plot line is without going into it, spoiling it too much. The world. So the world is called the Grishaverse. Bardugo calls it Zarpunk, as in sort of it's a Russian 19th century feel to it, but it's got advanced technology, like they've got tanks and things like that. But also they have magic. So there's lots of magic going on. Lots of snow and ice. It's sort of gritty. And aspects of it, life is sort of cheap, but then there's sort of the nobility and the court and the military as well. So it's very sort of Eastern European. And the language is very sort of, it resonates and reminds you of sort of Slavic language a little bit. Sort of in the world, and you see this for the TV show, it's a world where magic is sort of maybe becoming less relevant as technology takes over, and it's becoming more important. So, the magicians aren't up to doing all the stuff they used to do because firepower and tanks and machine guns are sort of being used. And that's sort of the world. The world's called the Grishaverse. I think I did mention that. Now the characters. So the characters are really interesting. I thought they were quite distinct and quite easy to pick them out from others. One of the main characters is Kaz Breaker. He's the leader of the crew. He's a sort of mysterious character. You don't really know what's happening with him, but his backstory becomes explained as it goes on, and he makes more sense. You've got Inej, who's like a female courtesan, assassin, acrobat, and she's great. She's also a main character. She's badass and she can kill people really easy. You've got Jesper, who's sort of the warrior with the gambling problem. He packs 2 6-shooters and he's sort of like almost this sort of cowboy western sort of character. Matthias is a Druskill from Fjorden, and he hates mages, but there's a lot of story with him and the conflict between him and Nina, which I won't go into, I won't spoil it. Nina is another member of the crew. She's a Grisha heartrender. Grisha, as I said, are the mages, and she's great character, great sense of humour, and there's a lot of interplay with her and her adventures with Matthias. Oh, Matthias, I'm not sure how to say it. So great characters. There's lots more. I won't go into them, but lots of dark and gritty characters in this sort of seedy underworld. So what was the good and the bad about it? The good, the writing was great. The world is great. I thought Bardugo's a really talented writer. The dark, tough, gritty world. Some of the backstories, it's quite dark. Kaz Breaker's backstory is great. The story of him as a child and his sort of backdrop and the world building and the language and everything that's going on. I thought it was quite original and I really liked it. There's some, subtle romance, but there's not too much in it, and that was fine. That all worked. And overall, the plot line, the pacing, I thought was pretty good. Moved along pretty quickly. It's pretty exciting. There was some good scenes there. That was good. The downside, I think maybe some of the challenges they get through pretty easily. Someone does a spell and something you think they never get out of. Someone does a spell and then all of a sudden they get out of it. And some of the challenges they sort of get out of quite easily. At times the pacing's moves quite quickly. Other times it's a little bit slow. I don't know. Some people I think the pacing was fine. I thought it was okay, but I think maybe it could have been a little bit faster at other times. But overall, I thought it was an awesome book. I'd recommend people go and read it. If you read it, you can appreciate the TV show. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 stars. So that's been my review of Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo for the Fantasy Review YouTube channel. Thank you.